Hi, good morning everybody. Welcome back to my channel if you're not new, and welcome if you are new. Today I'm going to make some cookies. I'm making honey ginger sparkles, if that makes sense to anybody else. They're a chewy, sparkly cookie, and the reason they're sparkly is that I roll them in turbinado, I think it's called, sugar, and it gives them a really pretty shine at the end, sparkle. So other than that, I am picking flowers and putting them in the dehydrator. I'll show you that in a minute. And whatever else I get into. I hope you'll come along for the ride. All right, I have some things measured here. I'm not going to give you the measurements now because it's just too much and it's too fast, but I will post below in description the actual recipe. Now I'm doubling the recipe, so it's going to look like a lot, but know that you can half it. You know what, I'll just give you the half part. That way you won't have to double it. Let me try again. I'm going to give you the single batch instead of the double batch. That's the way I'll do it. Okay, so I've got flour and I've got baking soda in this bowl. And here in this bowl, I've got ginger, cinnamon, cloves, all ground, and then salt, just regular salt. And this flour is all-purpose flour. And so I'm just gonna whisk these, get in there. Okay, I'm gonna whisk these together. I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. So the next thing I do is 1 stick of butter and 1 stick or cup, 1 cup of Crisco. And I have these sticks. It just makes measuring so much easier for me. All right, I put in 1 stick of Crisco and 1 stick, and I use real butter and it's salted. So here we go. Oops, I didn't lock this down. You want it to pop open, jump open. So you just do this until it's nice and smooth and mixed together. There we go, that's all blended together and mixed. I'm going to scrape the bowl down a little bit, and then I'm going to add my sugar gradually, just granulated sugar. I'm going to add that gradually until it's mixed together, and then I'll put it up on a higher speed and whip it until it becomes fluffy. All right, you can do this gradually at first. Just like that. Spoonfuls by spoonfuls. Slowly. Here we go, that's nicely mixed. I'm just going to do it like another minute, and then I'll turn it up on high to whip it. Whip it good. Here it is, nice and fluffy. I'm going to add these last 3 ingredients here that are wet. Vanilla, 2 eggs, and honey. Local honey, yum yum. Okay, first I'm going to put this in, just put them all in together. Vanilla's in. Eggs are in. And I'm going to need 2 hands to get all the honey out of this container. All right, they're all in. Vanilla, eggs, and honey. And now I'm going to not whip it as high. We don't sling eggs across this kitchen. We're just going to mix these together. I scraped it down. I did it for a minute, scraped it down. I'll do it for another minute. Just slow to mix it together. There we go. Focus. So the last thing I'm going to do is put the flour gradually into the wet ingredients, and we're good to go. I just called this flour, but I told you before, it's actually got baking soda in it. 4 teaspoons to be exact. This is the halfway point, and I took my spatula and I scraped down the sides, and then I lifted to make sure there weren't any dry ingredients hiding at the very bottom. That sometimes happens when you're making cookies. So we got it all mixed. There's nothing on the bottom. I'm going to mix it just a little bit more on low. You don't want to toughen the cookies. And make sure everything is incorporated for sure. And then I'm done. I just have it on stir. I think that's it. I think that's all it needs. It's good. I put them in the refrigerator for just a little while because they can be a little soft, and I'm going to roll them. So I want them to be just not soft. They can be soft, but not soft. I put the dough in the refrigerator for 1 hour. It's not stiff at all like sugar cookie dough, but it is easier to handle. So I've got a cookie scoop here, and I'm going to scoop up cookies, and I've got my cookie sheet lined with parchment paper, and I have a bowl of turbinado sugar, sugar. My mom always called it raw sugar. We put it on strawberries when I was a kid. It was good on everything. It's just regular sugar, but it hasn't been processed, you know. I've got 4 scoops here. I'm going to roll them around in the sugar and put them on the board, and then I'll show you when I get the board all filled up. The board meaning this board, the pan. I've got 12 in the oven baking. They bake 10 minutes, well, 10 to 12. It depends on how big you make them, how big your scoops are, and, you know, trial and error in your own oven. I have the next sheet ready to go, and I'm starting on another sheet. First batch is out. Now I'm going with 11 minutes, 11 to 12. Now these cookies will puff up, and then as they cool, they'll sink back down, and that's what makes them have that chew. When you bite into them, they're chewy. And then your teeth will crunch against that granulated sugar. And you should smell it. Oh my word, it's so good. Anyway, it looks like I'm going to make about 6 or 7 dozen if it keeps up this way. First cookies are down. There's another one with 3 minutes left and another one getting ready to go. So I'm going to go make the 4th dozen. So sorry about the dishwasher noise. I wanted to make sure everybody understood. In this recipe you use turbinado sugar. It is not brown sugar. Brown sugar is, you know, very fine, like regular sugar, only more sticky, like granulated, only sticky. These are like little bitty grains, thicker, bigger than salt. And I think if you used regular brown sugar, they would just melt all over the cookie sheet. Like for coating, you know, the coating would melt off. This sticks to it and stays kind of shiny, sparkly. Can you see how it sparkles? I misjudged. I got 4 full dozen plus. This might be 6 cookies, but probably closer to 5. We'll see. And really, it depends on the scoop you use. See, this is the scoop I used. Do they have numbers on them? What does that say? Hold on, let me see if I can figure it out. I must have gotten this from my mom. She gave me a bunch of hers. It's a Pampered Chef brand, and it doesn't have the like a number or an actual size on it. It just says stainless 18.8, which is just stainless steel kind of thing, and then it's got the Pampered Chef written on the other side. I'm trying to think of what it looks like. Hold on. So this measuring cup holds 1/4. It's a 1/4 measuring cup. And this is the, it's not, you know, as big, but it's maybe a half size of a quarter, maybe an 1/8 of a cup-ish. So they're pretty big cookies. They look like before they crinkle down. They poof up, they're getting ready to crinkle down any time now because there's only 2 minutes left. Here are these cookies. If you have gotten this far and you have not yet subscribed and you think you might like to, there's a bell icon in the upper right hand corner. Just pop that bell with your cursor, and then when I make new videos, you'll be aware that they're coming. So one more time, they sparkle on the bottom and they sparkle on the top, and they're crispy on the outside and chewy in the center. See that crumb? These are probably a family favorite right here. Hope you liked what you saw and you saw what you liked, and you'll come back again. Bye bye everybody.